Girls, since pretty much the beginning of mankind, have been testing men, and girls will continue doing this until most likely the end of mankind. Even in the garden, man was tested to eat the forbidden fruit. Why, oh why did we eat the fruit? Much of what girls do can seem extremely confusing to us guys, especially when it comes to tests, and the main reason for this is just because we don't really understand the why. In other words, we don't understand the purpose of the tests most of the time. And as most of you know, failing the tests that girls send your way isn't the end of the world, but if you do it enough times, over time, girls are going to lose interest in you and they're going to be less attracted to you. And we don't want that. So first up at number 1, we have one of the main reasons why a girl might test you, and it is to see how strong you are. It's no secret that most girls want a man who is strong, and men traditionally are known for their strength. Sure, girls want a man who is strong enough to defend her against some crazy guy in the back alley of New York, but the main type of strength that girls are looking for when they test you is emotional strength. Now we all know, especially lately, that the world is a tough place, and girls desire a man who has an emotional state that is pretty much made of solid steel. Now the main reason why girls will test you to see how strong you are mentally is because they understand that there are a lot of fakes out there. And the last thing that a girl wants to do is to find out later that the guy that she was with is actually a really insecure, really mentally weak, and crazy type of guy. So most girls prefer to go straight for the jugular right from the start and make sure that the guy that they are interested in is strong like a man should be. Many guys out there are really good at faking strength in the short term, and all the girls are trying to do is find out if you really are the strong man that you are portraying yourself to be. Now next up at number 2 is the second reason why girls will test you, and it is to see if you really are as confident as you've led her to believe. Now emotional strength and confidence tend to go hand in hand, but they are actually two different things. Yet both are commonly found within high value males. Now, the reason why girls test guys to see if they really are as confident as they portray themselves to be is because many guys can give off the image of being confident when they are really just putting on an act. Faking confidence is like pretending to be really good at a video game. At first you might be able to fool a lot of onlookers, but the people who really play the game, or the girls who really know the difference between a high and a low quality male, they're the ones who are going to be able to see right through it. Now if any of you have ever tried to just fake confidence, it's actually really easy to do, and the results are actually pretty incredible because many people just assume that you really are confident even if you're not. But at the end of the day, if there is no foundation to support that confidence, you will be left feeling like a fraud or imposter, which can leave your self-confidence in an even worse shape than it was before you started faking it. So the second reason why girls test us is because they want to see if we really are confident or if we are just simply putting on an act. Next up at number 3 is the third reason why girls will test you, and unlike the previous tests, this one is not intended to probe your emotional strength or your skills with women, but instead, its purpose is to see how much you actually care about her. One of the most important things for a girl to know about a guy as quickly as possible is whether or not he cares about her in terms of being with her long term or being with her short term. Something that a lot of guys will do is act like they care about a girl with the sole intention of getting something that they want from her. And what girls are trying to find out is if you only want that one thing or if you're actually truly interested in her. The reason this is important is because girls tend to be more attracted to guys who show less interest in them. I know, it's totally paradoxical. Why would a girl want to choose the guy who is the least interested in her? It makes no sense, right? The reason why girls want to test for the guy who is the least interested in them is because that is the guy who is most likely the best catch for her. Girls, just like guys, have and they always will want what they can't have. It all goes back to that fateful day in the garden. As humans, we only wanted the fruit because we were told that we couldn't have it. If, on the flip side, the fruit was begging us to eat it, we probably wouldn't even want it. Something you have to understand is that girls are going to find various ways to test your interest level or how much you are into her, and it is always better to appear less interested than more interested, because the more interested you appear to be in her, the more desperate she will think you are. And there's one thing that you should always remember about girls, and it is that we live in a world where girls have something that we as guys want more than anything else. The reason we want this thing is most likely due to our evolutionary need to spread our DNA far and wide across the planet. And even if you can control your interest level and appear to be less interested in that certain thing that every other man on the planet constantly thinks about, most other men simply cannot do this. And this puts us in a curious position, because even if we are not willing to give up everything for a girl that we find even moderately attractive, there will always be hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of other men who will. And what this does is put girls in a position of power when it comes to picking a mate. Imagine if you had hundreds of girls showing interest in you, willing to do or give almost anything for you. Most likely, you would basically default to picking the best option available to you. And this means that you would have to run tests on the girls to find the least desperate girl that you can find. And this is exactly what girls do when choosing a man. There will always be guys out there who are far more desperate than you. So when a girl tests your interest level, it is ideal to present yourself as the guy who only kind of likes her. I know it's another paradox, but appearing less interested actually makes the girl more interested in you. Now next up is the fourth real reason why girls test guys, and it is easily the most important one of them all.